Someone was asking me last week. Hello, everybody. Hi. Welcome to our Wednesday night free live Zoom webinar. Let me see who we've got. Oh, we got a bunch of folks on. Let me see how I can open the chat.
What does this do right here? Can we see all the?
Okay, so now, for example, where did I go? Where did I go?
That's better. Let's do that.
Did I lose it? No, there it is. Very good. I don't know if anyone else has noticed, but there seems to be, this has to come down a little more. There seems to be a lot of incredibly nervous, intense energy in the universe right now between what's happening politically in our country, within the VO world, with all of the craziness happening with acquisitions and whatnot. It feels like everyone just needs to take a deep breath. It's saying I've logged in from another device. Messenger is now inactive. So why is it asking me to log in here? Okay. Keep me logged in, right? Okay. So hopefully that works well. Okay. So yeah, I'm feeling like everyone just needs to take a deep breath and trust that when you do the right thing every day, you get up, you work at your craft, you're kind to your neighbors, you know, you put the shopping cart back after you get in your car, you know, after you're done shopping, and so it doesn't roll into someone else. Just common courtesies are things I feel that we need to do more of, especially during this time where things seem out of control. We've been doing these live VO Zoom webinars for just a few weeks now. We're building toward VO Mastery, October 27th and 28th. And we really haven't talked too much about it. And I want to talk to you about it because very quickly we're going to want to jump in and talk to our special guest who came over after a long day sweating out those promos at the CW. So let's talk about VO Mastery 2017. It's our 4th annual, and we're looking forward to spending time with you. Now, who are you seeing on the main screen? Are you seeing me or are you seeing Harry?
I'm just actually have this matrix going, so let me see.
I like the matrix.
You know, we're all about the matrix. So I'm just trying to figure out how this thing is working. If it's working for everyone, hi all. Okay, so we're going to address you on the chat in a moment.
Yes,
Harry is now on camera.
Yes, I know. How do we change that? How do we make it me if I'm talking, and then when Harry's talking, it becomes him?
It happens automatically typically, but I can pin each video.
Okay, great. Well, fantastic.
Let's get started.
Thank you, Shovita. So VO Mastery. Shovita is the, she's sort of like the Wizard from Oz, like pay no attention. You've got to mute that. Pay no attention to the, you know, the man behind the curtain. That's Shovita. She makes all of these things happen for us. And as we get closer to October, we are looking at the 27th, which is a Friday. That's masterclass only. That happens over at Media City Sound.
She's hearing echo. I need a headset.
Yeah, we do need a second set of headphones. And there's another set here, actually. These could work as well. Okay, great. So, as I was saying, October 27th is Friday night. That's when VO Mastery will start with our master classes. We use Media City Sound, and that's how we divide them up into about 10 person per class. And we have a conference room with full video ability for one of our master coaches that might be doing some sort of a PowerPoint. And then we have the main studio A. We're going to put 10 people in there, and the other main studio, which is B. And the coaches that we'll be utilizing over the course of the weekend, you know, just have a few people of value like Mark Cashman doing commercials, Mark Grau doing animation and video games, J. Michael Collins on narration, e-learning, how to really, especially as a union player, develop your online business. That's what he can speak to. David Kay is a master coach, Debbie Derryberry, Robert Siglampaglia. For those of you that are working and occasionally you have issues and you need an attorney, you need the advice of an attorney. Robert Siglampaglia is an attorney, and he will be a Ask the Lawyer masterclass. So I know there's a lot of people that have questions, and you'd want to do it in a more maybe semi-private environment because you're talking about your business. So you'll be in a room with 9 other people. When we do all of our master classes or anything that goes on at VO Mastery, we kind of leave it there. You know, you don't talk about what happened in the room other than if it was fun and exciting. But when people share their stories and whatnot, we honor that. Eliza Jane Schneider is doing accents and dialects. We're going to do radio imaging this year with Kelly Doherty, Joe Cipriano for promo and imaging. Joyce Castellanos is a master coach, Dave Walsh. So we have amazing coaches that you have to decide who you want to work with, and we'll figure out which master class you belong in. So we have a general admission price. If you go to VO Mastery, you can see what that is. And that puts you in the room all day long, where we have a whole new thing where everything is going to be interactive during the course of the day. Every time we have a new panel and a new presenter, there will be an opportunity for you to be reading in the room. And from those that read, we'll be handing out some awards at the end of the day for best, you know, on the spot performance in the room. So we're going to draw at random people that would like to read live in the room. Master classes, top coaches. It's our 4th year, and as you have probably heard from a few of our friends like Jack Daniel, the after party is amazing. So that's what it's all about. Now, I wouldn't talk about VO Mastery and not put this person in our list of coaches unless he were absolutely available. And the one thing I love about Harry Dunn is that he is a graduate of USC, and that's where my daughter goes. And you are the biggest Trojan fan. You go on the road and you travel with the team, right?
I don't travel with the team. I just travel with a fan base, and if I travel with the team, that'd be a bad thing.
Yeah. But so you do like to go on the road. Is your wife as enthused, or do you travel with a bunch of your alumni buddies? What?
Both. We met at USC. Mm-hmm. She was a Gamma Phi. I was a Beta. We met on the row. Right. And it was fraternity and sorority love at 95th site, something like that. And anyways, now we travel with a group of friends, and, you know, Notre Dame game, the Cal game, Arizona State. So that's my little...
So that's your
I just don't want to leave the
story.
I don't want to leave the country.
I don't blame you.
I don't want to leave. I'll leave the country and the next administration is in.
There you go. A quick tech note. You're not seeing Harry as he speaks. And the reason for that is because he goes off mics, and our mics are both going to one camera. So unfortunately right now, we're not seeing him.
Why I'm seeing him here.
We see him. He's just not.
That's a good thing.
Okay. Yeah, but just in the main screen, you won't see him. So just letting you know.
And isn't that funny? I see him in the main screen only.
That's because
he's special for me. But when Harry and I first met, we had a couple of things, well, numerous things in common. One, we were at the Atlas holiday party. Atlas, right? Two, you're from Detroit, Michigan. I'm a Motor City girl.
That's right.
Where'd you go to high school?
I went to Seaholm High School in Birmingham, Michigan, and
yeah.
listened to WABX with the great Randy Thomas, and then WRAF with Arthur Penhallow and Randy Thomas. And she was the DJ back when I was a kid. It was great. Well, when I was a teenager.
Don't make me feel too old.
Teenager, when I was a teenager.
By the way, I was a teenager when I started in radio in Detroit. I was, just so you know that. But so then we connected at the party, and I said, you know, Harry, I want to do a new promo demo. Why don't you talk a little bit about the time you've been at the CW, what you do, and how you got into actually doing promos for people?
Well, it started a long time before the CW. I used to do trailers, and I did it for a company called Canon Films, which back in the 90s and the 80s was notorious for making the worst B movies in the world. So the trailer department had the hardest job at the company because we had to really put lipstick on those pigs. And so, but every so often, every like 6 times a year, we'd have to record VO, and it was the same 2 guys every time. It was either Don LaFontaine for the heavy stuff or Mark Elliott for the lighter stuff.
Wow.
And so as a 23-year-old, I was directing Don LaFontaine. I was the guy asking Don LaFontaine for an insurance tape.
And as he scoffed at you?
Well, what are you going to do? It's just, I mean, I was 23. I was green. I think he just felt sorry for it. And he gave me a second read that was identical to the first read, and I'd be like, perfect. You know,
right,
so.
Exactly.
But, you know, I had a chance to work with a legend, you know, and that's kind of where I started learning how to coach VO. I mean, not coaching Don, but it's, you know, you learn from the masters, really. And so that's where I got my feet wet in this whole end of the business. And for a while, I left it to become a writer. I wrote for In Living Color for a year, and I wrote for The Pretender, and I wrote for some other shows.
Wait, you're funny? Is that
just looking? Looks aren't everything. But that's a really feast or famine business, because I remember one year I was on a show that was canceled 4 days before Halloween. And then they don't snap up again until May. So I just got to be like, what is the point? So then I went back into the business, and I got work at the then WB, back when like Dawson's Creek and Angel and Buffy were on the air. And I just been there since 2002. So I just been writing, producing, editing promos, and directing the voiceover artists every week. Yeah. So, now it's funny that Voice Bank is in the news, because in the olden days, before I started coaching, if I needed a voice, I would go on that lovely god-awful website called Voice Bank, because to me, Voice Bank is like the last shot of Indiana Jones. I don't remember where the camera just keeps pulling back, and there's just more and more warehouse boxes, and it's just that's to me Voice Bank. Because how do you find a voice in Voice Bank if you don't know what you're looking for? So what I would do is I would just randomly click on demos. I say, all right, so I find 5 voice prints. That's a great word. 5 voice prints that I liked. Okay. And then I'd call their agents, and I'd say, okay, we're having an audition. Could you have such and such client give us a read? And they'd go, of course. And then they would piggyback 10 other people on top of that one person. So it became, which is good. I mean, it's an agent's doing their job. Yeah. So anyways, I'd be listening to 55 auditions instead of 5. And what really shocked me is how so many, I'd say of those 55, 50 really didn't know what they were doing. They didn't really understand promo. They didn't understand what makes a good read, how to make a read pop. If you want to succeed in promo, your reads have to pop. The death knell to promo is the bland, generic read. You will never, and I hate to use absolutes, but I'm using one, you will never work if your auditions are bland and generic. And so I was hearing all these bland, generic guys that probably were in love with their voice. They're just doing one take and sending it off. So then in October of 2014, I'm having lunch with the great Heather Virgo, Randy's agent, and I'm complaining about this. I'm telling her the story, and she goes, Harry, you got to coach. You got to coach promo. I'm desperate for coaches. I said, what do you mean? And then she said, we need people like you in the business who understand what promo, no one knows how to do promo. And, all right. And so then October of 2014, I just started this little enterprise, and it is just, I've been going for 2.5 years now, and it has blossomed. And I've expanded from coaching into doing demos, network demos, into network sports demos, and now I'm doing affiliate demos, and it's all sort of taken off. And what I do is I'm not a talent. In fact, they laugh at me at the CW how bad my scratch VO is, because I have a truly those who can't teach, that's me. Okay.
Right. Oh.
But my point of view is that of the promo producer, the guy that listens to auditions, the guy that hears these mistakes. I always want to make sure that people understand what all the answers lie on the page. When you do an audition, every answer you need lies on that page. Okay. And it's a matter of understanding what those answers are. Okay. And that's what I teach, how to read a script, how to recognize an approach, a take, an attitude. If you don't have an attitude on an audition, you're going to probably not book. Mm-hmm. You have to be one of those $2 million a year guys that just books because their voice is so amazing. The good Lord bless those people. What are you going to do?
Right.
But for the working class VO artists, the up and comers, the young guys, the developmental guys, the guys who finally at age 50 finally found their voice because their voice finally aged to the point where it's a great VO voice. You got to understand what you're doing. It's not enough to have a great set of pipes. You just have to be able to understand the material.
So you're saying that age is not a factor in your mind?
No, I think actually, everyone thinks you have to be a millennial. Well, the thing about millennial voices is they tend to be thin. They're up here. They're registered up here. But as you age, it gets to here, and then you get in your 40s, and it gets to here, and you get in your 50s, and it gets to here, and you're saying, So I mean,
Don't guess how old I am. Okay.
She's a lovely 35-year-old lass with a
beautiful.
25-year-old daughter. But that's Kentucky math. Anyways, so it's not really an age thing. It's certain networks want a 28-year-old. Others don't care. The CW we use Ryder a lot. He's probably 35. We use Mike McCall. He's got to be, he and Rena are pushing 50. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's not discriminating.
Well, because their reads don't say, hey, I'm in my 40s or 50s. The reads still print as the voice that,
what it is gravity.
That they want to listen to.
The word is gravity. The voices have some gravity to them. They have some weight to them, if they're not thin.
Right.
So.
Right. So voice type, you would say, for promo tends to be not a voice that's up here, because I do hear them when I'm listening to network voices. I'm hearing women in that mid to upper range, and not the more grounded voices or gravity voices.
It's network to network. I think there's times where, we've had a show where a couple shows of Tim Page voices. Tim is, I think, maybe just turned 30, and then we've got guys in their 50s, and the women we've used probably been 28 to 32 the times we've used them. It's right. So really it's show dependent.
Right. Not too many women. That's unfortunate, but that tends to be the way promo goes these days. Well, and for a long time, more men than women.
I got to tell you, I have a different philosophy, and I've told this story before, but I look at ESPN. Let's talk about ESPN for a second, okay? 20 to 25 years ago, they had, who were their anchors that were women? They had Robin Roberts before she went to GMA. They had Linda Cohen, and that's and the rest were men. And then if you watched any NFL game, the sideline reporters were pretty much all men. Now cut to today, 20 to 25 years later, better than 50% of the anchors are women, and I would say 90% of the sideline reporters are women.
Right.
So that just proves to you that life is cyclical. So yes, you're right about what you say about promo, but that was exactly the same story with ESPN 25 years ago.
But it's true. You're absolutely right. So seeing more women on the field and more women representing sports and doing it so well, they're so, smart and knowledgeable about every area of sports that they're talking about. And that's really net at the end of the day, that you just be great and know what your strengths are.
Right.
So look at who's here. We've got Scott Carty right there in the top, in the middle. Shovita, how do I unmute Scott? I just want him to pop in and say hi. Hang on, let's unmute you. Can we hear Scott?
Nobody's got a nice little cocktail there. What do you?
Oh, you and Scott would get along famously.
Scott loves a nice cocktail.
Thank you, Stovita. Can we see Scott?
We can see him, but Scott, if you can unmute yourself, or Randy, you actually have that control. Can you click on his video?
It says mute is the choice, so now I want to unmute.
He was unmuted for a while.
There we go.
Speak. No, we don't hear him.
Now we know Scott is a prankster. He could be playing tricks.
That's true. That's true.
He's not muted.
So he's not muted,
That's on
but
his
for,
end, then.
are you just on a phone call? Is that? No, you're on camera.
Scott, is your computer muted? Okay.
All right.
All right. Well,
That's not working. So anyway, Scott happens to be my co-host at VO Mastery. He's
unmuted.
not- oh, he is unmuted, but I'm not hearing him.
I'm hearing some weird
Yeah.
ass, like a toilet flushing or something. I don't know
Well,
what this is.
I think it's just that electronic digital noise that happens.
The electronic digital toilet flush.
But Scott's been a part of every VO Mastery. He lives in Seattle. I actually worked for him. He programmed a radio station back in the day, AM Talk, and he was going in a
Right.
different direction, and he asked me to be the voice of his station.
Nice.
And then he became the entertainment reporter for, what's the big station in Seattle? Como. So he does Como, and he gets flown all over the world to do, not the trailers, they're called, what are they
the
called?
radio imaging spots?
No. When he goes out, junkets. He does junkets, and he interviews the biggest stars on the planet about their movies.
Huh?
He's got Charlize Theron. All the women love him. And he does love he loves a good scotch. And
Very funny.
he knows.
Wait a minute. Dean Moody has got a piece of paper.
He said
Dean Moody
he's
put.
Seattle here too.
Hi. Wait,
Speaking of great USC road games, I went to Seattle for the USC Washington game where we knocked you guys off the #1 throne, and I was there and I
We're so
loved
bitter.
every second of it. Okay.
That was Dean saying.
So hang on, I want to read some of our. I'm Blair Siebert from Culver City. I don't know why my camera's not working. Okay, there you go.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I do.
What'd you do differently, Scott?
These things right here.
Oh, you. Oh, I see. When you plug in the earplug, you know. Okay.
Yeah, I don't have headphones on now.
Okay.
All right, I'll tell you what. I'll join you, and there you go.
Hi guys. Yeah, let's. You know what America needs. If we're gonna make America great again, we're gonna do it without headphones, people. We don't need those when we're doing VO. We don't.
Only when we're listening back for direction.
Only if you're old-time Detroit disc jockeys, Randy.
Ooh, thank you very much.
I actually have to put the headset on, otherwise I don't hear you, Scott.
That's true. So that's how it's working for us.
Yeah, well, I
Hi,
can
Blair
hear you.
Siebert. Hi,
Hello,
Karen,
everyone.
Dean, Eleanor, Maurice. So everybody else, we're seeing your names, but maybe you turned your camera off.
Now, there's a couple of phone numbers, and what happened to?
That means
What happened to
they're
Catherine
listening.
Curden? I saw her name earlier, and I'm going to be meeting her.
I was giving Karen a little bit of nonsense earlier because she was eating pizza. And I asked her if she brought enough for the group, and she said no. She said that she would only bring enough for herself. So,
So I have a treat for everyone, and whether you're on camera or not, if someone has a piece of promo copy they might be working on.
Now, is Catherine Curden that 760 number in the lower right? Because she.
Yes, I'm
there
yes,
she
I'm
is. Hi.
here.
Now, Catherine is doing my seminar on Saturday. God bless
Oh.
you for signing up for this thing. For those who are living.
Oh, I can't wait.
Oh, you're in for a treat. Fantastic. Fantastic. So
Yes, I'm in San Diego, so I'll just have to leave early, but I'll get there on time.
All right, that's just, yeah. You won't hit any traffic. We're going home. You're screwed. You're so
Exactly.
screwed. But you can just live off the memory of all the nonsense that I teach you for 7 hours on Saturday. So anyway,
but
There
wait,
you go.
Carson and Jack have both taken your class. I want to get a little.
I have a class with him at 7:45 in the morning tomorrow.
What do you
Jack,
mean?
why do you do that to yourself?
Come scootle over here and talk to us.
So I have a class with Harry at 7:45 a.m. tomorrow because
Wow.
that's when he scheduled me. He's such a busy guy, but I love his classes. He's a terrific coach, and I've been working with you for what, few months now?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Carson here. Where are you, Carson?
Yeah, right here.
He did my seminar about a month ago. I'm doing a 8-hour seminar on Saturday in Hollywood. There's 2 spots left. If anybody wants them, hit me. You can read about it on Facebook. And I think Randy sent out the thing. And
Yes, we put that up there.
we put the first half of the morning session is network promo, and the afternoon session is sports promo because sports promo, don't think you better know your sports. You better know the difference between a Golf Channel read and a CBS golf read and a Fox golf read because those are 3 completely different animals.
I
You
have
better
no
know the
idea.
difference. Yeah, there's a difference between an MLB Network read and a Fox read, and there's every sport has a different network which has a different read, and these auditions come up in sports. You better know the difference between the networks and how they do their sports, and that's what I teach.
The day that I went to see Harry and we recorded my promo demo, that was back during Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And remember, they wanted me to read something else, and I was recording some of my Super Bowl stuff there with you. But we did the demo, and it was the first promo demo I had done in a while.
Okay.
And
it was awesome, I might add.
Well, thank you. You know, so because I do a lot of promo work, I said, well, we've got this promo and that promo and things I've actually done. And he's like, no, Randy, this is not what we're going to do for you. I believe you should be heard on this channel, this network. And he like ran down a list of like 8 of them. And he said, you should be on there and you're not. So I'm going to give you the copy that will let them know how you would sound on those networks. And I thought it was a brilliant idea. And we recorded it, and I read that everything was sort of paced and then kooky and fun. And I think we tried to juxtapose it around. Can we actually play it or no?
Yeah, can we Zoom?
Can you
like
play it
something
in a
live?
Zoom or
Yeah,
no?
we could share a screen, right? Let's go to his
Well,
page.
we don't have to do that just yet. So what I'd rather concentrate on, because you guys can go to randythomasvo.com and listen to my promo demo. But when you put the music behind it, it really helped me. And I had no idea in all the years I've been doing this work, I'll listen to music when I'm auditioning, but I'd never actually had, you know, because you want to hear the music that's going to be played behind you.
You know,
but I never actually read with music behind me to record. That was really different.
Well, the thing about doing, especially for a woman, doing a demo for a woman is I don't want to sit there and do stuff you're expected to get. I don't want to do HGTV and the Oprah network. I want to do stuff you're not expected to get. I want to see you voice an HBO spot, a Netflix Jessica Jones, and you know, that kind of stuff. I just think it's a waste of your money to sit there and go, you know, let's do the safe expected reads. Why not go up against what the men are getting? You know what? You know, it's not an issue of trying to imitate a man. It's an issue of outsmarting a man with your read. And speaking as a man, it's not that tough to outsmart us. It just really isn't.
I don't understand.
Exactly. So that's what I did I love doing a woman's demo. It is one of the highlights of my week when I don't happen very often, but boy, when I do, I just love it because I just will not ever let a woman just do what's expected.
Right.
Never will write you an Oprah spot or own Oprah Winfrey Network. Any of that, no lifetime ever. Okay.
Right. That's not for you.
No.
Right. Well,
it's not for you. It's not for you.
It's not for me either.
Right.
It's really not.
I wrote her a spot for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame on HBO. And what did we do? We did rock and roll.
We did FXX.
Oh, You're the Worst.
You're the Worst. We did the place, the one from Netflix. Wasn't Stranger Things. It was the other one. The OA. We did the OA,
right.
So yeah, we did some
unexpected stuff.
And then Desperate Housewives and things like that.
Well, not Desperate Housewives. That's been off the air for a decade, but.
Not Desperate Housewives. What am I thinking?
I did Desperate
the Housewives.
Then I should be fired. And then we did your reality show, House Hunters, I think you're talking about. Yeah.
Right. No. It was the Housewives, I think. One of the Housewives stories.
Oh, the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Desperate Housewives.
The Real Housewives, right.
The Housewives of Beverly Hills.
So anyways, that's the thing to think about with your demos. It's not about what you've booked, it's about what you want to book, and that's what the demo should be. Does that make sense to everybody? Just kind of nod if that sort of makes sense, or is that just me just running my mouth and being an idiot?
It's both things.
All right, both things.
So let me see. Who would like to read? Who's got promo copy in front of them?
Well, Bo Hudson had brought it up. How about Bo?
And Bo Barker's here.
She wanted Harry to read.
Oh God. No good can come from that.
All right, just type into the chat, say me. But if you have a piece of promo copy, we can play with that. But so the reason that you and I got together tonight was to just talk about your the promo class you've got coming up, and how much I appreciate what you did for me with my promo demo.
I'm having this weird flashback. I swear to God, I feel like I'm driving as a 16-year-old with a beer between my legs, listening to WABX and this woman on the radio. This is like, all right, I'm sorry. I'm having one of those hallucinogenic moments here.
I know. And I was just talking to someone about radio in Detroit the other day.
Seriously, you put this between your legs when you're driving.
That's right.
And, you have a cigarette and the window down. You're 16. This is back in the late 70s. And that's just how you rolled in the D.
Yeah, I didn't have the beer. I probably had like a Verner's or something.
Oh, a Verner's. Oh,
I would have had Verner's.
That is the worst burp. The Verner's burp is just the worst burp on planet Earth.
Well, if they're not from Detroit, they wouldn't know that.
Well, then count your blessings if you're not from Detroit. That's all I can say.
So, but that's what I wanted to ask about. So, Carson, your experience with Harry and what you're hoping to do. Because, by the way, Carson did a demo for my daughter, which was amazing.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
Just did a commercial demo.
Yeah, we got one more change to make on it, but I'm super happy with how it came out. She seems happy too.
So, Harry, how often do you find some upstart, some kid from USC, come and take your class, and now all of a sudden he's not only doing promos, but he's producing demos. He's like all over the place.
It never happens. First of all, Carson just has a voice beyond his years. He sounds, when he reads, he just sounds 35. I mean, you talk to him now, he sounds like some dude, walking to class on Truesdale Parkway, but
fight on, man.
like that. But when you get him get that thing in front of him, this microphone, he's got a different, I don't know. He's got the gift. So
thanks, man. Thank you. I mean, we did the whole day workshop, and I went into it kind of not knowing what to expect because I'm pretty green to promo and everything, but it was super eye-opening because Harry's approach is very a lot of metaphors and connecting it to other stuff elsewhere in the world. Drawn back to the entertainers. Who was it?
Dean and Jerry.
Dean and Jerry, who we didn't even, Jerry Garcia and not Jerry Garcia. Sorry, his birthday just happened, so that's why I was.
Oh my God!
Thank you. Only people over 35 got that.
Right. That was my mistake. But those sorts of things where you think about, or a comedy read, going the opposite direction of where you think you would go. It's the stuff that, when you really think about it, made sense. So it was a great time all day. And he bought lunch. So and you are going to be making a demo of some sort? Yes. When I'm prepared, I'm going to Harry. Well, I walked out. It was the same thing I think that he had with you, where you went to do your demo, and I want to see you on these channels. I walked out of that day of work, and he said, I know exactly what I would do for your demo. Mm-hmm. And that, fills me with confidence because he knows what he's doing. So when I'm ready,
Did you know that he's also working at iHeart in his spare time?
Do you have spare time?
Not anymore. If I did before, it's gone.
That's the thing about doing VO. I mean, if you're surrounded by not overachievers, but people that are really turned on and passionate about this. When I see folks at home, I don't know like what cities you're all in, but I know that when I was in Fort Myers, Florida, I had to, keep myself pumped up every day to get behind that mic. Being here in LA, I feel like I get the energy from the community, from the people I connect with, from the younger folks, from the people that I work with. This seems to be a very energetic town, especially in our community. But I think that the folks that are elsewhere, like for example, Maurice, where are you from, Maurice Scott? And hang on, I want to go through here. So I'm looking for, hi everyone. Oh, you're from Washington, D.C. I thought I saw your name a little earlier. Hopefully I'll be seeing you in December then for the Kennedy Center honors. Could Harry give an example, read something?
Oh, that was Bo before saying that Harry should read.
Okay.
Talking about his reads.
Oh, and Scott, of course. So he's got Celebrity Page TV. Scott Carty gets personal with stars, Tom Cruise, face plants in London, Donald Trump denied. Oh, yes, we will be denying access.
Come on.
But I see how that's written now. So, okay, Eddie Eagle. Do you have a piece of copy? Let me find a piece of copy and throw it into the chat.
I have some old Vox copy.
Oh, lay it on me.
Okay, sure.
Wow, we got ourselves a resonant voice there.
He does.
Is that you, Eddie, speaking?
That's me. Yeah. Thanks.
Is your birth certificate last name Eagle, or is this a reference to the ski jumper?
I get that all the time. No, it's my real name. I was born with it.
Wow, very cool name. You could
Damn,
have been
what
a DJ.
resonant voice this guy has. All right, lay it on me, Eddie.
I'm not too loud, am I?
No, you're good.
Okay. This is just some old Fox stuff from, I studied with Joyce for quite a while, back a while.
Castellanos, we love her.
So, yeah. Okay, so here goes.
Hold on, before you start, what show is it?
This is for The Simpsons, and it's Sundays on Fox.
Okay, lay it on me.
Sundays on Fox. Spend a little time in a place called Springfield, USA, a town built on family values where every day is fun day. The Simpsons, one of the most critically acclaimed series in television history. Sundays on Fox.
Okay, now, question, Eddie. Do they have dialogue as part of that script?
They do.
Okay, now, read just without, you don't have to act it out, just read the dialogue that's in the script.
Okay, so after Sundays on Fox, it goes Homer, and he says, "God bless America." And then you read then it's spend a little time in a place called Springfield, USA. Bart says, "Go for it, man." A town built on family values. Skinner, "Your son is a demon, relentlessly gnawing at all that's good and true." Homer chuckles, "Yeah, he's something else, all right. Where every day is fun day." Moe says, "I don't want to start a pissing contest, or do I?" The Simpsons. Woohoo! One of the most critically acclaimed series in television history.
All
Homer
right.
finishes. Yeah.
Excellent. Now, so 2 minutes ago, Carson just referenced Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis. Okay, now we're going to talk about that because it just applies here. Whenever you get a script, especially a comedy script. Oh, I'm getting too close. Hold on. Whenever you get a script, okay, you have to look at the dialogue and determine who is, all right, for you young folk out there, back in the 50s, there was a comedy act in Las Vegas of Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis, okay? Now, Jerry Lewis, but I hear a phone.
That's just
Eddie's
me.
probably getting a call.
Hang up, Eddie.
Yeah, Scott's calling him.
All right, anyway, so Jerry Lewis was the wild, crazy, zany comedian, and Dean Martin was the subdued setup guy, and that's why the act worked, because they each had a role. Had Dean Martin tried to be as funny as Jerry Lewis, that act would have been noise, okay? So how does this apply to promo? When you have a script that gives you the dialogue like that Fox script does, and especially in a comedy script, you need to look at the dialogue and determine who is Dean Martin and who is Jerry Lewis, or in other words, who is driving the spot and who is setting up the spot. Now, clearly, especially with Moe's line, the comedy is coming from the dialogue. Therefore, in this metaphor, the comedy is Jerry Lewis. Therefore, Eddie, it is your responsibility to be Dean Martin. It is your responsibility to set up the jokes and not be funny. So when you're opening, I don't remember what it was, but if you were to treat it like this is like a Miss America pageant, you know, like you want to treat this like it's a beautiful travelogue read. Spend some time with the lovely people of Springfield. And then also there's a crazy line that came in dialogue, and you go, or your neighbors are just lovely people. And then another great, you see what you're doing there? You're being Dean Martin. You're setting up the comedy, okay?
Sure.
You're not being the comedy. Don't ever fight. The dialogue always is right. The dialogue they are the first decision, okay? Dialogue doesn't change. Your read does. You have to adjust to every line of dialogue. So everybody here, when you read the dialogue, that's where the jokes are coming from? All right, Eddie, you need to be more subdued. Treat it more like a travelogue feel, okay? The lovely Springfield, home of the finest restaurants, the loveliest women. You'll want to spend your summer in Springfield. That kind of a feel, okay? So let's do the read again.
Okay. Sundays on Fox. Spend a little time in a place called Springfield, USA. A town built on family values, where every day is fun day. The Simpsons. One of the most critically acclaimed series in television history. Sundays on Fox.
Now you can do better than that. Listen, get to the part. No, I'm sorry.
Back.
No, a little staccato. Almost.
Yeah, you know what?
Okay.
That is a great. Randy is 100% right. Where every day is fun day. You know.
Yeah, play with it.
It's beautiful. You know, like this is a beautiful. Did you ever see the movie The Music Man back in the 1920s, whatever the hell? Just everything. Just everything. 76, you know, everything. Where every day is fun day. Fill some time in Springfield. You know, just be more like Robert Preston in that movie. Just really delighted. Talk about Springfield with love in your heart.
Preston in there. I love it.
Right. Channel your inner Robert Preston.
Talk about Springfield with love in your heart. And then all of a sudden we're going to do this read. And once we get your read down, then you're going to act out the dialogue with your VO. Okay.
Ooh.
So try it again.
Ready.
Sundays on Fox. Spend a little time in a place called Springfield, USA. A town built on family values, where every day is fun day. The Simpsons, one of the most critically acclaimed series in television history. Sundays on Fox.
See, I love that read. That's so much better than your first read. First of all, before we go any further, can you, everybody else in the room hear the difference between the first read and that last read?
I felt the difference. You know, for me, it's very hard to listen to a Simpsons read and not think Joe Cipriano. Right? You know,
Yeah.
So that's the thing. So you have to be not Joe so that we don't think about, oh, he doesn't sound like Joe. You've got to, whoever's doing it now, I mean.
Right. So Eddie, do it again, but act out the dialogue the way, you see the Simpsons enough times. You can kind of just fake your way through acting out the dialogue, okay?
Okay.
Maintain that exact same read, switching characters, doing the dialogue so we can hear the Dean and Jerry of the spot, okay?
Okay. Sundays on Fox. God bless America. Spend a little time in a place called Springfield, USA. Go for it, man. A town built on family values. Your son is a demon, relentlessly gnawing at all that's good and true. Yeah, he's something else, all right. Where every day is a fun day. I don't want to start a pissing contest, or do I? The Simpsons. Woohoo! One of the most critically acclaimed series in television history. Man, I got more trophies than Wayne Gretzky and the Pope combined. Sundays on Fox.
All right, so you guys hear it? I mean, that's pretty body dialogue. So that's very much Jerry Lewis. And so, Eddie, by the end there, you were doing a lovely Dean Martin, and that's where you want to go with a script like that.
Right. But maybe with a little more gravity. It seemed to lift up off the air, you know, off the ground for me in a way that.
What do you mean?
I didn't feel like it waited in between the sots. I feel like I like his Dean Martin read, but I feel like he took it up, and I don't know, like that doesn't really happen in promo. Some of the lilts and lifts that he did.
Yeah, I think that's just because I had the script. I was reading the parts along with it right there. So
right. See, you knew
probably,
exactly what I meant, Eddie.
Yeah, I get you. I get what you're saying.
But the general note, though, is you want to treat it. You want to be Dean Martin. Okay, spend some time with the Simpsons in Springfield. You know, you know, and then where family values are really important. You know what I mean? That's what we're gonna do. So
there you go.
All
Well,
right.
that was nice.
Good job, Eddie.
Thank you.
Thanks for jumping in, Eddie, because, you know, when you're in a Zoom or when you're in a group, it's hard to be the first person that stands up. But I say,
I broke the ice for you.
You know, and that's usually me. I'm that first one that wants to raise their hand.
Where do you,
I'll do it.
Where do you live, Eddie? And who's your agent? Just so I can ask these questions.
I live in Delray Beach, Florida. I've been back down in Florida for the past 5 years. I'm originally from Orlando, but I've moved all over the country, and I was living in Portland, Oregon for the last 20 years before I came back down here. My agents are Carol Rath at Go Voices.
Nice. Love her.
Liz Atherton at the Atherton Group.
Love her. Nice.
Tag Talent. And I'm also represented by Heyman Talent, and they're up in Ohio.
Okay.
And
not Hamish, but Heyman.
Heyman.
I know Wayman in Minneapolis. I didn't know Heyman. Okay.
Oh yeah. No, I don't know them. And then I've let's see. I get some stuff from Ryan Artists in Portland. Not a lot of VO stuff from them anymore.
You don't have In Both Ears in Portland?
No, I was with Stacy when I first started out for a few years and did a lot of stuff locally in Portland and some different ads. But it seemed to get real busy there, and just didn't last for that long. So
where do you tend to book in VO? What do you do the most of?
Well, I did some TV series stuff for sports, mostly action sports, motorsport type stuff. Sure. I was the off-screen voice of Formula Drift for probably 3 or 4 seasons, and they had a sister show also called Drift Style, which was another 3 or 4 seasons or so. I was in the video business for quite a while, back when, like the 80s through the 90s and stuff like that, when video stores were around. So I made a lot of connections with the studios that I knew that time. So I did some stuff like, their promo discs that they would send out with all the trailers on there. They would put on, they would do some filler stuff and interstitials with it. So I would do voice for that. But I do a lot of e-learning stuff right now, documentary stuff. Probably one of the most recent ones is Dali's Greatest Secret.
Okay. All right, so you're active.
That kind of stuff. Yeah, I'm active in improv around this area too. I go weekly to a group that just works out.
Okay, good. All right, Eddie, good job. Does anybody else have anything they want to read, even if it's commercial?
Any questions? Do you have anything you'd like to read? Do you want us to?
Questions are good. If you don't have a copy, I can answer questions. Not necessarily truthfully. I've learned from our president, you don't have to answer things truthfully. So just
fake questions we want. So actually, where am I?
You Hollywood liberal, you, Randy.
Why am I the one that's getting tagged? Yeah. So. Oh my goodness! So come and sit here. Ask me a question.
Harry, you were kind enough to give what I would call a type of scaffolding, like a way into a spot, and that was the Jerry and Dean thing, which I absolutely love. Now I know that you can't give away all the secret sauce here, but is there some other tip, like another form of scaffolding or a way to connect a copy that you'd be willing to share with everyone?
Sure,
that'd be great.
Promo is just such a unique animal. It's really hard to get promo auditions unless you have an LA or New York agent. The regional agents don't do promo. Carol's wonderful, but you're going to be getting nothing but commercial work from her, which is great. You can make a great living off of commercial. Just when you get promo scripts, one of the things, like for example, I think it's really important to attack your adjectives. They're written for a reason. I write adjectives for a reason. It's a colorful. It's what gives a promo its flavor and its personality. Take advantage of your adjectives. Don't just gloss over them. There's a reason for it. Understand what retail is. Retail, in my end of the business, is any language that's there to draw the viewer to the network, all new instead of a rerun. All new is good. Your day, your time, your network, all that kind of language, you want to make sure you inflect it and you take advantage of it. But the biggest thing I can tell you, and I'm going to repeat it, you just cannot be bland or generic. People tend to gravitate to safe reads, and they just don't book. I'm just going to be honest with you. They don't book. Doesn't mean you have to do something stupid and scream into a microphone, but just be smart about how you approach your promo auditions. They're few and far between when they come up. They really are. So just take advantage of them and really put some thought into it. Look for the answers, because I do believe that all the answers lie on the page. So just look at that page, study that page, find the answers. That's your plan of attack.
Right. No matter what it is, whether it's promo or anything else. Really,
I just can't speak on behalf of commercials. I never directed a commercial in my life, so I don't know.
Right.
But
and I don't earn my money in commercials.
Right.
So, well, that's good. I actually hadn't heard that term scaffolding. So that's that's kind of a cool term. Where did that come from?
I don't know. Ask Jack.
Did you just make that up?
Well, it's how I think of what Harry teaches me. He's got a lot of those, not tricks, but just methods. They're just ways to address and understand copy and serve the copy. So that's how I think of them as scaffolding.
I have a question. We called up a website on one of these computers and played it. Would everybody be able to hear it?
I think we have to share the screen.
Try the Dunn promo. That's where your thing lives. Your demo. I just like people to hear how good Randy sounds.
Oh, that's very sweet. Well, I have it here, but I don't know how to.
I think we can share that screen.
We can share that screen.
Yeah.
Stand by, guys.
How?
Give me one.
Stand by. Hey, how many people are over at the Thomas compound, by the way?
We have
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Counting Arnie,
47.
And there's a Great Dane that's basically human beings. That's 9.
Do you have a separate room of bunk beds there, Randy?
No.
We are crammed into literally a 10 by 10
house.
room. It's
Is it the voice dormitory?
The house is like less than 2,000 square feet, but the way it's laid out, this is my downstairs office. And
so I'm gonna try
we're just sort of squeezing everyone in here. And you saw our rescue dog, right? We rescued a Great Dane a week ago.
I saw the pictures on Facebook. Where is he?
Yeah, her name is Magic.
Okay.
So are we sharing? Are we going
We
to
are
be able
sharing
to
this
play it?
screen.
Is it going to play all 6 at once? I mean,
Well, I'll cut it
Let's
short.
see.
Randy is amazing.
it's only 90
Thank
seconds.
you, Karen.
Ray, you don't
Oh, I did.
have tabs open.
Can you guys hear it if I do this? Just give me a
Oh, yeah.
thumbs up.
There it is.
Yeah?
It's a little loud. I'd probably cut it by about 4 dB.
No? No, they're not hearing it. So we'll make that.
I was hearing it. It's
I
freaking
know,
awesome.
I was too,
Yeah,
but
you
they're
need to have
saying
someone
no.
directly
So,
Yeah, Randy, we can barely hear that.
all right, so we'll let
I'm
that
hearing
go.
it. It's coming. Randy, what I think is happening is it's coming through your headphones to the microphone.
Oh, okay.
If you,
So
if
let's
you
unshare.
hold your headphones up,
Okay.
hold your headphones up to the microphone, then I bet we'll hear it fine.
You should be back.
Yeah.
That's okay. Do it again. I'll do it. Go
There
for
you
it.
go.
Wait,
Oh.
really? Okay.
All right, let's do
well,
it again.
hang on, here we go.
Okay. Share screen.
Share
It's going
screen.
to sound awesome.
It's gonna be
You
this.
think? Okay, let's see what happens.
You ready?
Just hit play, yeah. To the 2017 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Only on HBO and HBO Go. Sundays on Bravo.
In 1991, they brought grunge into the mainstream and were on the road to stardom. Now, Pearl Jam is on the road to the 2017 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Only on HBO and HBO Go. Sundays on Bravo. The girls from Jersey are so explosive. You won't want to miss a single minute.
So glad my family's not as f***ed up as yours.
The Real Housewives of New Jersey. Sometimes you don't need sight to have a vision, to dispute the indisputable, to revel in the mystery.
I remember everything.
A Netflix original series, VOA. You've been waiting long enough. Scandal is back. And trust us, it lives up to the hype.
I am done running for president. I'm not.
The season premiere of Scandal, Thursday on ABC. Critics call You're the Worst brutally funny, unexpected, terrifyingly real.
What if he cries and I see the sad little boy inside him?
You're the Worst, Wednesdays on FXX. This summer, crime is a family affair.
You want to go out on your own? We'll see how long you all last.
Animal Kingdom, the new season this summer on TNT.
There you go.
I think you've got a future in this business.
Yeah, she's kind of badass, isn't she?
Sign her up. Sign her up.
Okay, well, thank you. So yeah, but that was Harry Dunn, and the track that's behind each of those, he played during my read, and it gave me that extra little oomph. So for you guys, when you're looking for a little extra inspiration, say you're trying an audition and you know that there's some sort of music that particular spot, just find something similar. You know, you can track it and not have to have the music track into your audio, but it definitely gives you momentum. It centers you.
Yeah, first of all, Spotify is your friend.
Oops, sorry.
You should have noise canceling headsets in Spotify whenever you audition. Put a song in. You know, you look at the script, you read it. You know, I mean, all you got to do for you, Eddie, it's so easy to find the Simpsons theme song on Spotify. Run it, read the spot. You know, or if that doesn't work and you're trying to do this, you know, the thing I was talking about before, maybe you put a song from the Music Man in there or something like that. You know, to help you get there.
Mm-hmm.
You know who does that? Joe Cipriano says that before he does a spot, he always listens to a certain type of music to help him get in the mood. So.
Right. Yeah. And, you know, Joe has that natural bounce and personality in everything he does. So it's actually hard to believe that he actually needs some music to sort of center himself. But whatever it takes, I was
with Joe the other night. He and I were being interviewed for something on Facebook Live together.
Yeah, I saw that. That's a coaching program that you're a part of.
Yeah.
So, which I think is awesome. You know, that's when I created VO Mastery, the idea was to bring in the top coaches and pros to an event so that I could create a space where you who comes to the event can also connect with the coaches and the pros that are there. I have everyone just sort of hang out. We make it inclusive and exclusive all at the same time because of the level of the coaches I get. So it was a lot of people that were in the room there that are a part of VO Mastery.
Mark Cashman was in the
Yeah,
room.
Mark. He's going to be a big part of VO Mastery.
And,
so
Debbie was there. I was right
Debbie
in between
Derryberry.
Joe
I
and
saw
Debbie.
Debbie
That's
show
right.
up.
She was right next to. I was right in the middle between Debbie Derryberry and Joe Sipp. So it was a good. I positioned myself properly for that.
Well, it's interesting. So now there's this organization or this group that Chuck and Stacy have put together of coaching pros. And that's what we do at VO Mastery, because who is to say, and I'm sure their template is a good one, but I say, who is to say who the right coach is for anyone? So if you come to an event like a VO Mastery and you get to see 8, 10, 12 coaches all in the course of a day, then you'll know just by watching them if that's someone that you want to continue a relationship and study with. And many of the pros and the coaches that I bring into VO Mastery create these long ongoing relationships with the people that come. So if something happens and your game gets canceled and the Trojans aren't going and playing in October.
You mean like if our country gets nuked by North Korea? Well, I'll be dead.
Oh, shit. Yeah, well, I think we wouldn't have VO Mastery, but no, we're going to think positive. And I thank you for coming over and
it's my pleasure
hanging with me.
If anybody wants to check me out, I'm at Dunn Promo, DUNN Just go to my website. My email is there, which is harry@dunnpromo.com. You can listen to Randy's demo, other people's demos, and
right.
And if you're interested in lessons, just hit me up. You know where to
find me. And if you're here in LA this weekend, he's got 2 slots left in his class, which is
Saturday. It's just Saturday in Hollywood. One day.
Saturday in Hollywood. Where do you?
It's at Soundbox LA, which is on Gardner Street. And it's this really chill little place that Tim Friedlander owns and runs. And,
right. I've been there. Yeah. So I've done some classes there. Great
absolutely.
Space. The booth sounds great.
Yep.
And I think that if you have that opportunity, if you're here in LA or near and you want to study with Harry Dunn, it's a very unique experience, a super fun day. And I know you'll get a lot out of it. And hopefully he'll wind up doing one of your demos for you.
Well, thank you everybody for coming. I appreciate it. Thank you for your patronage. Thank you for Randy's the best fellow Detroiter. Go Wings.
Yeah, I mean, people
people
think of me more as an event coordinator and a voice talent, but I actually do coach as well. I do coach live announce. I coach promo, and I feel that my gift is working with someone who has a particular read. I don't like to teach the basics of what you have to do to be successful in VO. I like people that have done some work and then they come to me and I can help you really fine tune it and figure out how you want to take what you bring to the table and turn it into a career where you can make money, and also to create the longevity behind it, because that's everything, figuring out how to stay relevant and stay in the mix, with your agents and with the buyers.
Well, I tell you, Randy's got the best agent in the business. She does not have to get a separate New York, LA agent. She's got a one-stop shop. And
true. Well, when I started with Atlas, they were only New York, and I had to have an LA agent. And then eventually they decided to open their office here, and they filled up in about 2 seconds once they decided to put their shingle in Los Angeles. And we do have top agents that are a part of VO Mastery. In fact, we're going to have a panel called Ask an Agent, and 2 of those agents are teaching master classes. So if you have not been in front of a major franchised agent, I have 2 different agencies. The top agents from both are coming to VO Mastery. We are looking for more youth. We're looking to lower the demographic and get some of the younger actors that really want to take their career to the next level.
Don't worry, I'll be there, Randy.
Okay, good. Well, Jack's coming, and he's got good shoes. So, well, I thank you all for spending part of your Wednesday with us. And we will talk to you guys soon. Tomorrow we're going to do live coffee talks. So I'm going to go record my podcast tomorrow. More details about the podcast coming soon. In the meantime, please go to VO Mastery. You're all going to get a follow-up questionnaire to this evening's event, to our Zoom. And if you participate in that, you're going to get at least a $50 discount to save money at VO Mastery. And don't forget, Harry Dunn has 2 slots open this weekend for his promo class. You don't want to miss it. All right, you guys, have a great night.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you soon. Ask more questions.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Okay.